Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. In this video, we're going to be looking at a mage's team composition. And in particular, we're also going to focus on a little bit on the initial augment choice, which is going to be Spoils of War. So this will be the Spoils of Magery, if I can combine the two together. This is taken from a double-up game together with Antisocial Monkey. This is also played on the second full patch of set 12, so we're about a month into the set at this point. ASN and I were over on the 3 Champions portal because we did not want a Tactician's Crown or the ridiculous loot nonsense that's loot subscription. And it turns out it was actually Antisocial Monkey's pick, so we end up getting the low impact portal, and I think we were both relatively happy with that. Now, as I said, we are on the second full patch of set 12. I think this is week 4 of the set. And honestly, even though the patch notes were something like 200 lines long, didn't really change things very much, which is kind of surprising. But we have been in a 2-cost reroll meta in the release version. We were in a 2-cost reroll meta in the first full patch, and we are still in a 2-cost reroll meta here in patch number 2. It's honestly getting really tiresome up to this point in time. I guess I'd say 2-cost and 3-cost reroll meta. Ahri was the top comp before. Ahri is still the top comp in this patch. Now, the reason why I was inclined to go for mages in this game is I had a Galio drop from that minion round, and Antisocial Monkey had a Vex drop from his first minion round. So I have Galio, who is a 2-cost mage, and then I have Vex, who is a 3-cost mage, if he's willing to use the send on that, and I'm content to have the scent be used on that. So I kind of have a few of the pieces to play this right out of the gate here. And in fact, I'm going to get that Vex sent over to me right now. There she is. And now I just need some damage. Vex and Galio are the main frontline options when you are looking to play a mage's board. Now I just need someone who's actually going to deal damage on this board. And ideally, the main carry in this competition is going to be Veigar. Veigar is a 3-cost mage. I do not have Veigar right now. If you get Veigar to drop from an early minion round, that can also be a good sign to go for mages. So I don't really have a carry for my board, but I do have most of the other pieces that I would want if I was going to play this. All right, first portal or first augment option here. As I said, I was thinking of doing the over encumbered, which is one of the better silver augments that you can take. But I'm also going to go ahead and make Ionic Spark here because I have the pieces for it. Good item on Vex. For the next stage, you only get 1 bench slot. After that, get 3 item components. It does limit your flexibility, but it's pretty good. Then I see this, though. Spoils of War. Enemies have 25% odds to drop loot when killed, and it's the silver version of this. So this is not a combat augment. By the way, I get an RE here. That's going to be nice for Antisocial Monkey. I picked up the Spoils of War, and so every time I kill an enemy unit, I will have 25% odds for some kind of gold to drop over there. I'm also going to toss this Jax on the board. I probably should have put the Trist on the board because I don't need more frontline. What I need is more damage. And I would actually have Fairy Trait in there with the Seraphine. So that's probably a small mistake there. But in any case, I was able to get the core pieces to play this here at the start of the game. Anytime you get a Vex or a Veigar, it's a good option to look to try to go into mages. And I even had the items for an Ionic Spark, which is just great if you're going to play mages. That gives the little bit of additional tankiness to Vex and also provides that magic resistance shred for anything up on the front line that's getting hit by Vex's abilities. So that's pretty nice. As I said, I took the Spoils of War augment. The Spoils of War is an augment that comes in both the gold, silver, and prismatic tiers. This is the gold version, or excuse me, the silver version of the augment. And the silver version is the strongest performing one in the data. It's actually pretty strong in the data for a silver. It's one of the top performing silver augments, at least as of this patch. For whatever reason, it seems to be worthwhile as a silver augment, but like not that worthwhile as a gold or as a prismatic option. And I think that's because the overall power level of the gold and prismatic augments are just a lot higher. But for a relatively low impact choice here, Spoils of War at the silver level does seem to be pretty good overall. By the way, someone is open forwarding and not even running a board because somebody won instantly at the start of the combat. Like I said, this means anytime I kill an enemy, there is 25% odds for some kind of loot orb to drop. And indeed, there is one popping up back there. I've put in a Ziggs for the moment because I need someone to hold Vagar items, and because I've randomly hit a 2-star Ziggs who is also a caster who has a similar mana amount to Vagar, this will be a pretty good unit to hold items for the time being. So I'm content to just have Ziggs hold Vagar items for right now. I'm also picking up units that are going to go into the team composition that ASM is playing. So picking up Zoe's and Lilia's and Ari's. Ari's the most important one of those units, but he can also use my help getting the Zoe's and the Lilias, and I guess the Poppies, though I don't have a Poppy yet. So I definitely like to try to win this round, because if I can win this round, that would get me to 10 gold. If I lose this round, I probably would sell the Lilia just to try to get back to 10 gold here. There's also a Syndra. In theory, I could pick up the Syndra and then level to level 5 on the next round and then play the Syndra alongside the Ziggs, because Ziggs is an incanter. Syndra's also an incanter, but I don't want to drop below 10 gold, and I don't think that it's worthwhile to do that because I'm going to be dropping the Ziggs pretty quickly in any case. Oh, can we kill this unit before the reinforcing unit comes in? Yes, okay. And I even got another gold to drop there, so that gives me another +1 gold. And then I get another gold to drop here on the enemy board. This is one reason why stuff like Spoils of War can be a little bit better on double up mode. Should have grabbed that Syndra there because I had 12 gold. But Spoils of War can be a bit better in double up mode because you have the chance to get kills on your partner's board as well. Now it's time for us to pick. ASM has the very first pick here, so we can, in theory, get pretty much anything that he wants. I actually have the second pick here, and I did see the Vex, so that was a possibility to just grab another Vex here. But I had a bow on my bench, and there's very little that you can do with bows in a mage team composition. Bows just don't really have much in the way of items that build out of them that spellcasters would want. Really, the only item you can make that's going to be good in a spellcasting composition if in most situations is to make Nashor's Tooth. Now, I know sometimes red buff can be pretty good, but it's not going to be that useful for me here. The good news is I get a Vagar anyway, so I'll just drop the Ziggs and play the Vagar. And I'll go ahead and put in the Soraka. That actually gets me to 5 mages. It's actually very early in the game to have 5 mages in. I would honestly prefer to be not playing the 5 mages. I think I would prefer to drop down to 3 mages and play some other traits here. Like, I would probably rather pick up, like, say, play another Vanguard over playing the 5 mages, but I would need a better Vanguard than Warwick. Warwick is not much of a tank. So I've got 5 mages in. They're all 1-star except for Seraphine, so that's something. But having 5 mages in with both Vex and Vagar this early in the game is actually not that bad. There's even a Daisy on here, which is another unit to kill for potential Spoils of War value. So we ended up getting 2 more gold coins that round, so I think we've already gotten, 4 or 5 gold out of it. And like I said, I do think this is, the data says it's one of the better silver augments. Like, literally, it's one of the top 5 silver augments. So it seems to be working here. The big trade-off is you do have to be win streaking for this to work. If you're loss streaking, if you're not killing anything, then Spoils of War is going to be pretty useless. That said, I tend to try to play boards that are relatively strong. There are some players who just like to loss streak all through the early game, have the whole, well, I'll just figure it out later on mindset. That is not the way that I play. I usually am willing to sacrifice some econ to be stronger in the early and mid game, whether that's to try to get on a win streak or just to preserve health. Preserving health is actually very, very important in double up mode. I don't know how many games we've done here where one person's board ends up being like super duper strong, but they don't hit their board until their team's on 5 HP, and then you just beat their partner and they're out of the lobby. So yeah, preserving health's really important. There's another gold coin as well. Is that 6 now? I'm not going to count how many I've gotten the entire game, but I think I've gotten enough value just from stage 2 alone to make this worthwhile, like much less what I'm going to get throughout the rest of the game. So yeah, that's definitely pumping in a decent amount of extra econ into my bank account. I just need to make sure that my board is still reasonably strong, so I'm killing units in every round and getting some of the benefit. And we're actually able to win that. So after we lost the initial, we kind of played this perfectly. We lost the initial rounds, so we both got increased carousel priority, and then after that we went on a mini win streak, both of us. By the way, there's a Mordekaiser, so I was like, all right, well, you know, I think I can play. I think maybe if I just play Mordekaiser here for Vanguard trait, that'll work for right now, and I'm going to be reasonably happy with that. Remember, I do need to prioritize board strength because board strength means more kills, means more loot via Spoils of War. All right, while we're here and we have a minion round, I do want to cover specifically what the mage trait does. Now, mages have been in some of the previous sets, and this is similar to how mages worked in I think the last set they were in was set 7, if I remember correctly. But in any case, mages, basically the thing is they cast twice. Once you have 3 mages and they cast their abilities twice, and they do it at a modified ability power. So at mages 3, they cast twice, but at 75% ability power. And at mages 5, they cast twice at 90%. And then if you go up to mage 7, it's 110%, etc. It's typically not worthwhile to go above 5 mages because a lot of the one cost mages are pretty bad. Soraka and Seraphine are both pretty terrible as far as mages go. So it's usually not worthwhile to go above 5 mages. Unless you get +1 mages from an emblem. It is not a craftable emblem, or at least traditionally it is not a craftable emblem, although this patch has introduced golden frying pans in addition to golden spatulas, and now mage trait is going to be a craftable emblem. So that does not factor into this game. Spoiler alert, no one gets frying pans in this game, but that will be an option. So there will be the ability to make a mage emblem going forward. In any case, though, as I already said, I want to continue to try to emphasize board strength because I want to try to print extra loot via spoils of war. And if my board's weak and I'm not killing things, I'm not printing extra gold. That was a frost board there. We actually killed all 5 frost units and the 2 frost statues. I don't know if killing the frost ice shards has the possibility to drop loot, but I believe it does. Because I think it's anytime you kill anything, like if you kill a target dummy or a golem over on the other side, that definitely can drop loot. So I think that had the possibility. Got a little bit unlucky there. No drops out of 7 opportunities over there. But due to the law of large numbers, this tends to work out over time. All right, out of these options here for the next augment, I end up taking Sleight of Hand. This one is you gain a Thief's Glove immediately, and units that have a Thief's Glove on them gain 200 health and 20% attack speed. I tend to like taking this one in double up mode for 2 reasons. Number one is the gift rounds in double up mean that you often can just get gifted a Thief's Glove like straight off the bat. It's one of the gift options. So you tend to get more Thief's Gloves in double up mode anyway, and like boosting the performance of Thief's Gloves is not bad. The other reason why I like them is you just get more items in double up in general, in part because of the gift rounds. And then in part just because, the combats tend to take longer. So the fact that you get more, you number one, just have the chance to get more Thief's Gloves in general. And then the gift rounds give you another opportunity to get more components. So you tend to get more Thief's Gloves and just more items in general in this game mode, and why not pump up the value of those Thief's Gloves if you're going to get more of them anyway? This round's also interesting because this other player that I'm up against, Manamune, appears to be also going into Vhagar, which is really interesting. I was like, I hope I'm not being contested here, but it looks like one of these players does want to contest the Vhagar and contest with me for playing these. In terms of how to build this team comp, the main way that you play mages is it's played as a 3-cost reroll, and that's because Vhagar is a 3-cost, and Vex is also a 3-cost, so you go to level 7 and you reroll for them together. Vhagar 2-star is not especially powerful. Vhagar 3-star is quite powerful, so if you can hit both of them, if you can hit the Vex and the Vhagar, you have really good odds to win the lobby. I've also always liked playing 3-cost reroll boards a little bit more in double up mode because you have the opportunity to work together with your partners. Like, instead of having to find the normal 9 Vhagars, I could probably only need to find like 6 of them, and then ASM can probably find 3 of them. He is rerolling for Ari in this game. You've probably seen that I sent him an Ari like a round or 2 ago. So he's going for the Aris, and I am going to be going for Vhagar and Vex. And, I can probably pick up Mordekaisers while I'm at it as well, because Mordekaiser's also a 3-cost, and grabbing additional copies does help me thin out the pool. We were both on a little mini winning streak there. Unfortunately, then we both lost that round. Honestly, though, it was kind of a miracle that we were on that win streak. My entire board is 1-star units. Like, I should not be win streaking at this stage of the game. Everything I have is a 1-star unit. So I really should not be strong here. I'm just trying to get to level 7 where I can start rolling and trying to hit Vhagars. You did see here on the carousel that Antisocial Monkey had the Young, Wild, and Free augment, so he was going to take a tier, which is what he needed because he's trying to reroll for Ari. And out of these options, I can take a 1 gold Warwick, or I can take a 3 gold was it a 3 gold Wukong? I'm going to take the 3 gold glove every time in that situation because it's also now half of a Thief's Glove. Now we're back to another gift round here. Right now I'm doing the gift round, sending something over to ASM. He will have the opportunity to send me something next round, of course. I would not mind getting another glove component, then I could make another Thief's Glove. I believe he ends up taking the 2 components here. He had initially said the artifact item, but I was like, that's not an artifact anvil. It's just literally a random artifact. And that was maybe not so helpful. I'm also going to try to pick up as many charms as I possibly can in this game, and that's because Vhagar scales off of the number of charms bought. I think most people who have played the set know this by now, but the more charms you buy, the more ability power Vhagar gets. In the previous patches, he gained 3 AP per charm. They have lowered that to 2 AP per charm. But, if you buy 10 charms before the end of the game, 20 additional ability power fed through whatever modifiers you might have on him, whether that's like a death cap or a jeweled gauntlet or whatever. It definitely adds up over time. So he's another unit that scales over the course of the game. Again, I'm not really expecting to win rounds right now. I feel like the lobby should maybe be punishing me a little bit harder here, but apparently I am going to win again and get another gold coin drop there from Spoils of War. So lost the 1 round to the multi-striker board. Someone's re-rolling for Hecarim 3-star and a 5 multi-striker board. And yeah, I'm just going to continue making progress. Now, on the gift round, I have 2 out of 3 Zoes, 2 out of 3 Lilias. We were holding the Send because we were hoping I could make a 2-star version of one of them. I'm not able to make a 2-star version of one of them, but what I was able to do is find an Ari, and I was also to get a Thief's Glove. Hey, remember how I said you get a lot of Thief's Gloves in double up mode? Yeah, there it is. So because I have the Ari, I'll go ahead and I believe I used the Champion Send on that. There we go. And I'm still hoping that I can use the next Send on either a 2-star Lilia or a 2-star Zoe. So again, we're doing our best to try and help make each other's boards. Then I decide, I'll just level here because I was so close to hitting level 7. I was like, I'll just level here and play the Zillion. That gives me Chrono Trait for Vex. Again, my board is still all 1-stars. I have a 2-star Seraphine. I have 1-star versions of literally every single other unit here, which is really annoying. But I figured, the 1 extra unit might be the difference in a close fight. And again, the more units I kill, the more odds I have to try to print loot. So I thought it was worthwhile to do this. You can say it's a little silly because I'm not on a winning streak or anything like that, but I still think it made sense to do this because it didn't cost much gold to do that. All right, we're also up against this player who's already found an early Callista here. So can we kill the Callista? Oh, their partner's coming in. Vhagar, 1 more cast. Okay, there we go. Whew, that was close, and I'm pretty sure I don't win that unless I level. So I was glad that I leveled there. I'm pretty confident I lose that round if I don't go ahead and level and put in the Zillion. He didn't make a huge difference, but the 2 seconds of Chrono, whatever it's called, the 2 seconds where Chrono Trait froze the enemy board probably was just enough to swing that round. That was very, very close. Anyway, I then receive a Vhagar coming over from ASM. So I have now finally 2-starred the Vhagar. He actually also has a Vex, but I said I'd rather have the Vhagar because I think I actually have pretty sufficient front line. It was damage that was a little bit low as far as my board here. And then this is more good stuff. Look at these items. I get a Tear, which is an item I desperately need. So I'm able to go ahead and grab that, and that'll make Spear of Shojin. I then also can drop the, the Zillion, because I don't need that. And then I'm going to drop the Soraka and just replace with a Nami, who's way better. Then I also have 2 gloves here, so I could potentially Thief's Glove somebody. And I got a vest to make a Gargoyle Stoneplate, which is one of the better tank items. And I also got a Lesser Champion Duplicator. This was just like the God tier minion round here. So I got way stronger here from the time of the last fight. I was able to get... excuse me. I was able to, make a Spear of Shojin for Vhagar, hit Vhagar 2-star, hit Galio 2-star, replace Soraka with Nami, who is also a mage, but a 4-cost instead of a 1-cost, and then also make a Thief's Glove and slap it on Taric. Now, Taric has none of his traits in, but Taric's a useful unit to hold on to here, because now if I can just find Nora, I have Portal trait in, and that would be nice to have. Also just provides more additional frontline here, so I don't think that that's so bad. Now, I'm getting reinforced on here with another board, but Vhagar is still untouched here, so as long as Vhagar can stay safe, can I win this round? It's really close. Oh, Vhagar gets taken out. Poppy is over there from ASM Sport. That was really close. Really, really close to winning that round. It just barely came up short. Now I am on level 7 though, so I'll definitely stay here and keep re-rolling. I'm looking at the different options here. I don't see anything too crazy. I'm going to end up just taking Magic Wand, which is pretty good in a re-roll. Magic Wand is pretty good here in a team composition where everything's a spellcaster. And then I also see this. There's a Xerath in my shop. I was like, okay, well, I'll just play the Xerath then over the Taric, and I'll just look to shift this. Oh, by the way, I bought a charm that gave me a Dragon's Claw, but apparently I clicked on it slightly too late in the last round. I didn't actually get that in play until after the round had already started. I think I might have won that round last round if I had actually gotten that Dragon's Claw in play. It might have been enough to swing the fight. I don't know. It was a very close fight. I am still being contested by that other Vhagar player, but at least now I've managed to hit the 2-star Vex. So I've kind of hit my core board here. I have the 2-star Vex, the 2-star Vhagar, I hit the 2-star Galio, and I'll pick up extra Galios. I'm not really expecting to hit Galio 3-star, but you might as well. Like, there's no reason not to hold this extra Galio on the bench here, just because maybe we'll hit them. I do have the duplicator, so you never know. And then I also have the Nami, which is great. Now, what I'd like to do next is replace the Seraphine with Nora, which would be really nice. And then I'd like to replace the Mordekaiser with Tahm Kench, because if I do that, then replacing the Mordekaiser with Tahm Kench would get me Arcana trait, and then I can have Xerath start doing at least a percentage of his damage as true damage instead of magic damage, which would be super nice. All right, by the way, there's a Vhagar, so that's 4, and we want to keep clicking on charms. Also, remember that Vhagar scales off of charms, but Xerath also scales off of charms as well. Also scales off of charms. Now, I was a little bit hasty. I did slap that Thief's Glove on the Xerath. I think maybe I would have done better off putting the Thief's Glove on the Nami, because it's very unlikely I'm going to hit 2-star Xerath anytime soon, whereas Nami, I'm probably going to hit a lot quicker. And I also have the Mage buff on Nami, so she'll cast twice, whereas Xerath does not have any of his traits in. Does not have his Arcana trait in or anything like that. So maybe it would have been better to put that Thief's Glove on Nami, just in retrospect. I think I just got a little excited that I had the early Xerath at 1% odds. By the way, look at all the loot we're printing this round. That's pretty nice. Come on, Spoils of War, print me money. Go, Xerath, go. Can he get the kill? Oh, just barely. Xerath actually did come through in that fight, along with a nicely timed Nami tidal wave. The Xerath and the Vhagar are each on 1% HP. They actually survived for a little while in this fight, but ASM does end up losing that round. So we're hanging in there. We've won enough rounds that now we're actually the top health in the lobby. Remember, ASM gets to pick first on the carousel because he has Young, Wild, and Free, so he's just going to get whatever he wants here. And it looks like he wants another tier. He is trying to make perfect items for Ahri, and she does need adaptive helms. Oh, by the way, quick word on Ahri. Again, she was nerfed pretty hard in this patch, but didn't ultimately seem to matter. She is apparently still one of the strongest units in the game, even after they put a bunch of nerfs on her. Yeah, it turns out that a lot of her damage was just getting wasted in the previous patch because she was just overkilling the front line with true damage. So nerfing her damage didn't really stop her from being effective. It's a little bit unfortunate how that worked out there. I also start getting the Xerath charms right now, which is pretty nice. You know, this lightning dummy. Oh, by the way, we got the send back, so I sent the Lilia over there. That makes Lilia 3-star for ASM, so our boards are both coming along nicely here. And I still have the Taric. I was considering, do I want to hold this Taric? Again, if I can play Nora, and then what I'd like to do right now is find a Nora. Again, the odds are not great to find this at level, not great to find this on level 7, but if I could somehow find a Nora, or ASM could find one, I'd replace the Seraphine with Nora, and then that puts 2 out of 3 portal in. Nora's portal, and Galio is also portal. And then I could put the Taric in on level 8, and that would give me portal trait. So that's why the Taric is useful to still hold on to here, just because Galio is a mage and has portal trait, and then Nora's also a mage and has portal trait. By the way, Xerath got off a nice cast in this round. We are up against a heavy Frost board, and we're actually getting a lot of loot printed here. Again, I think some of the Frost statues did drop loot under Spoils of War. I think we got 4 gold coins in that fight. So the Spoils of War gold has definitely been helpful in this game. Like, it's been making a big difference, and it also allows me to keep buying these charms. All right, we're going to keep buying Vexes and Vhagars and Galios. And I guess I might as well pick up the Mordekaisers too. I am on 5 Mordekaisers, so I was not planning on playing Mordekaiser. Again, the plan was to drop Mordekaiser for Tahm Kench, but I'm on 5 Mordekaisers right now. So I was like, you know, I probably might as well just keep rolling for these. And you know, if we can hit the Vhagar and hit the Vex, remember I do still have the duplicator there, I might be able to hit the Mordekaiser as well. Like, I was not planning on going in this direction, but apparently Mord's pretty uncontested in this lobby. Another note on Spoils of War. So remember, it's 25% odds when I kill something to drop a gold coin. But that's actually a little bit of an oversimplification, because when the treasure drops, it's actually 90% that I get a gold coin, and it's 10% that I get a treasure chest that can have a component or something else inside it. So it's actually a little bit better than 25% odds to drop a gold coin. It's 25% odds, or what's the math on this? It's 22.5% because it's 25% times 90%. So 22.5% to get a gold coin, and then 2.5% to get a chest out of it. By the way, now I also have a 2-star Zoe, so I can look to send that over to ASM in the hopes of making his Zoe 3-star. So anyway, I'm going to keep rolling here. Again, there's that Tarek, but I'm like running out of bench space, so I'm not sure I can fit a Tarek on my bench right now. But I am going to grab the Nami, yeah. And then I hit another Vex. So again, I'm on, 6 Vexes, 6 Vagars, 5 Mordekaisers, 5 Gallios, and then a Nami pair. So like I'm slowly getting there. Biggest issue is that other player is re-rolling for Vagar, and they're taking a lot of Vagars out of the pool. I believe there's enough copies that we can both play the unit, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, there we go here. And then I have this portal or charm for every 2 seconds your shop updates for free. So there's a Tom, but I was like, I think I'm committed to the Mordekaiser. I have 6 Mordekaisers now. I think I'm committed to this. It does allow me to hit the Nami 2-star, so that's pretty nice. And then there's Mordekaiser as well. In fact, the Xerath right now probably is something I should consider taking off my board, because the Xerath is really not very good without Arcana trait. He's really not that good. So there's a very strong candidate to be made here that what I should do is just look to drop the Xerath and then look to play, put that Thief's Glove on Nami instead, who is a 2-star unit, and then potentially go ahead and just, like I said before, try to play Tarek on level up, something like that. But the Xerath probably shouldn't be holding these items. I'm not sure he's really doing that much because he doesn't have Arcana trait in. Now, this board is a 3-star Swain, and I was like, oh, wow, we did not really make a dent in that 3-star Swain. That's a little bit unfortunate. The good news is that team does seem to be dying over there. I also now need to go ahead and make some kind of item here. I was a little bit unsure what I should do with these. What I probably would do in retrospect would be to grab the what do you call it? The rod, and then put Morello's on Nami, because I am missing a heal cut on my team. All right, and then I see this. I was like, oh, there's a Briar here. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. I was going to play Tarek on level up. Like, you can see the Tarek is in here. Why don't I play Briar on level up either? Anyway, because if I'm going to play the... if I'm going to look to play the Mordekaiser instead of playing Tom Kench, why don't I look to take advantage of Eldritch trait, and I can just play that on level up instead. That actually sounds pretty good. And then I have the components for a Gargoyle Stoneplate here, which I would love to put on a frontliner, but Galio's already got a Thief's Glove, Mordekaiser already has a Thief's Glove, and Vex is fully itemized. I just made the redemption over there. So yeah, like I said, I think in retrospect, the play would have been make the Morellos, put that on the Nami because it's such a good item on her, and then make another Gargoyle Stoneplate for Vex. I think that would have been a little bit better. Still, my board is reasonably strong, and like I'm still not even at any of my 3-stars. So partly that's because this lobby is not amazingly strong, but I also think that the board has been built pretty well here. Like, I'm happy with my items, and I think that this team's coming together pretty nicely thus far. Alrighty, so we've got another option here. I'm just going to grab this charm to get it out of the way. What is it? We gain some additional armor for this round. Again, I'm still slow rolling here. What I really want is for this other team to get out of the lobby, and the other Vagar player is on 1 HP. So if we can win one more round, we can get them out of this lobby here. I'm also now on 8 Gallios, 8 Gallios, 6 Vexes, 6 Vagars, and then 7 Mordekaisers, plus the Zoe that I'm still getting ready to send over to ASM, which will make Zoe 3-star for him. And then this Briar that I want to play when I hit level 8. So I'm really close to hitting a lot of stuff here. Really, really close to hitting a lot of things. Just hoping that I can manage to hit one of these 3-stars before I run out of bench space. And then look at this. I get the chest at the 2% odds, and boom, out comes another champion duplicator. I was like, oh, all right, that's fantastic. That's going to put me even closer to hitting some of these units. Now, I think I was going to narrowly lose this round, although Xerath actually did a lot of damage that round, so maybe we should stop bad-mouthing Xerath. But ASM comes over and reinforces, and it turns out the other Vagar player is now out of the lobby, so that's great news. Now it'll be a lot easier to hit these. By the way, there's another Thief's Glove here, so I was like, oh man, another Thief's Glove? I could just take that and put it on Nami. Yes, let's just go ahead and do that. More Thief's Gloves. Thief's Gloves for everybody in this game. We'll just take another Thief's Glove here. So that'll be 4 Thief's Gloves, and do you think I'm getting sufficient value out of this sleight of hand? think that this has given me some pretty good value in this game. Four Thief's Gloves, all of which give the users 200 health and 20% attack speed. So Nami, you get your own Thief's Glove. Tank Nami, Gargoyle, Stoneplate, Sunfire. That's going to be really helpful for a backline mage. At least some of my other units rolled slightly better stuff. All right, here's the gift round for ASM, and I'm trying to remember what he wanted here. I think he takes the completed item anvil, I believe. And yeah, once again, I was like, remember, it's not an artifact anvil. You just get a random artifact item. So yeah, he's going to take the completed item anvil. Oh, look like that. We just went ahead and hit the Galio 3-star. And then, oh, there's Nora popping in. So we'll take that. That's a nice replacement. There we go. And now I'm getting even closer. And I'm just going to roll a little bit more. There's another Mord. We get a temporary artifact for 1 round. Do I even get to use this? I think, once again, I clicked that one too late, unfortunately. So what are we on? We're on 8 Mordekaisers. We're on 7 Vagars, 7 Vexes. So I'm really close here. I have double duplicators. I should definitely be able to hit at least one of these. I mean, I could hit one of the units of my choosing regardless, just by using all of the duplicators. But I don't want to hit one of these units. I want to hit all of these units. Anyway, I'm up against Hecarim 3-star. Do I beat Hecarim 3-star? The answer is no. That's because I still have not hit my 3 stars. But it's the cavalry riding to the rescue against the horse unit. That's ASM coming over, and that's going to be enough for us to win the round. Very nice. And it knocks the other teams in the lobby both down to 1 HP. And then look at this. There's another Vex here. So this is going to be like the busiest round I've done in a long time. So it's a gift round. First, I'm going to duplicate the Mordekaiser just to get that unit out of the way. And then I'm going to buy a charm just to get this out of the way. Now I've got Vagar 3, Vex 3. So it's also a gift round. ASM could just send me, he actually has copies of both of these units. He could just send me either one of these units and I'd be okay. I should have just told him to send me one of these units and then I'd duplicate the other one. But instead I roll for the Vex and then I duplicate the Vagar, which again is not bad. But and then I'm going to get the Vagar over from ASM. Note that I did not use my duplicator. Like I said, I should have had him send me either one of the two and then duplicate the other one and then level to 8 and put in the Briar, and that would have put Eldritch Trait in play. So I was like a little bit too slow to do that, unfortunately. And it was also a gift round, so I took the blue buff. There's just a little bit too much going on in this round, but I could have gotten to level 8 that round, and that would have been really nice to cap out the board. But in that round, I did hit Vagar 3-star. I did hit Vex 3-star. I did hit Mordekaiser 3-star. And I also got an item for Nora. And yeah, this fight is not especially close. I would have won that anyway, but with ASM coming in, we very easily win that round. And that's going to put a wrap on this one. Again, a very, very fast game. We don't even make it to stage 6. We went on 5-6. Some of these games seem to go by very, very quickly. I think that's because one of the teams was like open forting pretty egregiously during the earlier portions of that game, and it sucked a lot of health out of the lobby. But, we'll take it, and we're going to win this game. And that's, like I said, another successful reroll game. ASM playing the exact same Ari board again because it's still really effective. So, oh, by the way, I also get promoted to Emerald, so I guess we're slowly climbing the double up ladder. What do we make of this patch overall? Well, the set is just starting to get kind of frustrating because every single patch is a reroll patch. The 4 costs are just really weak across the board. It's like every single game you're rerolling for either a 2-cost or a 3-cost unit. It's getting pretty boring, so I hope that they're able to fix this soon. But the set not living up to expectations, unfortunately. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, take care, folks, and I'll see you again soon.